Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to another installment of Good Morning Dopey, our deep yet often shallow dive into the daily reflections. My name is Dave. It is August 18th. It is 6:57 in the morning. It's getting cool. And here, I'm actually drinking coffee out of the Dopey mug, so we're coming full circle. We're coming around the bend. Fucking, I don't know, another month and a half of Good Morning Dopey. Will I miss Good Morning Dopey? I don't think so. I love that, you guys got into it. I loved learning from the daily reflections. I think it was helpful to me. And I imagine that I will reflect on this at least 3 more times before October 30th, which will be the last new Good Morning Dopey. And just the fact that it's August 18th and I'm projecting onto October 30th is a scary thing. There's a lot of things still coming up. It's been a rock'em sock'em action-packed time. Lots of trips, which is nice, but also stressful. Lots of dopey shit. We broke 8 million downloads the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago. Fucking Christmas, Dopey Day, all this shit. Fucking too much stuff. Then next month I'm going to Utah to the Park City Song Summit. Not to be braggy, it's just too much to interview a few musicians. I'm interviewing Anders Osborne, who I've had on the show, Langhorne Slim, who I've had on the show, and some people I don't remember who they are, but I will remember for tomorrow. Maybe Daryl McDaniels from Run DMC. That would be exciting. Anyway, today is August 18th. How are you guys doing? Hope you're well. It's a lot of stuff. Mostly I feel good. It's just I think I'm overwhelmed. Today we're doing some kind of family beach day with my cousins from my father's side of the family, my aunts and uncles who I haven't seen in some time. So that'll be nice. It'll be interesting. All right, today is August 18th. Getting well. Very deep, sometimes quite forgotten, damaging emotional conflicts persist below the level of consciousness. Oh, this seems like an interesting one. 12 steps and 12 traditions. Only through positive action can I remove the remains of guilt and shame brought on by alcohol. Throughout my misadventures, when I drank, my friends would say, "Why are you doing this? You're only hurting yourself." Little did I know how true those words were. How true were those words? That's what it says. Although I harmed others, some of my behavior caused great wounds to my soul. Step 8 provides me with a way of forgiving myself. I alleviated much of the hidden damage when I make my list of those I have hurt. In making amends, I feel free. I free myself of burdens, thus contributing to my healing. That's a nice one. And yesterday, I had my dad on Good Morning Dopey, which I really enjoyed. And Sloppy Jones, who is also known as Garrett, commented something that I want to read because it just was very important. I think it might have been. I think what Garrett wrote on the Daily Reflections might be more important than the Daily Reflections themselves. Garrett is a very wise person. So I'm going to read this. He's also a pervert and a weirdo, but let's just stick with his wisdom. This was the best Good Morning Dopey ever. Love Grandpa. Please have him back. He's so cute and amazing. I was only upset you made him put a shirt on. He should have put you over his knee and gave you a spanking for being such a Weisenheimer. The Daily Reflections is some new wave BS. I'm with Grandpa. It's about the harms I did to others. I treated myself pretty okay. Always self-centered and self-indulgent. Dave, take your dad out for ice cream. Give him a big hug and shut up about how you already made your amends. Your life belongs to your loved ones now, pal, and you will forever be making amends to them. Shout out to my bro, Johnny Budweiser, who passed sober. Toodles for Chris. I feel like I should read this every day and I will be more well. And my dad, just as a sidebar, called me on, well, when I got there, and this might be a story I tell on the show, when I get to my dad's house, in his fridge, he has an egg roll, a wrapped up egg roll in his fridge. And if you eat egg rolls, you know you don't save them. They're fried. You have to eat them when they're there, when they're fresh. But an old Jewish man saves a fried egg roll. And a half quart container of wonton soup. And I said, Dad, wow, you're saving the egg roll. You know, he tells me that the night before he ordered 2 egg rolls and a quart of wonton soup for dinner, which doesn't seem like a healthy dinner to me. My dad sometimes eats very unhealthy. Sometimes he just eats chips and salsa. Since my mother died, his eating hasn't been as healthy as it should be. And he told me that there was an egg roll, you know, that not for me not to eat his egg roll and half a container of wonton soup, which I was aghast at, because in the past my dad always wanted me to eat whatever he had, in the great tradition of Jews feeding their children. And when I mentioned that to him, he laughed and he said I could eat it. And then I wasn't gonna eat it. I love eating in Manhattan when I'm there, because there's so much good food around. But I had an interview, and it was at the last second, and I wound up eating his food. And I had this big plan on replacing it, but then my time got compressed, and I never replaced his egg roll and wonton soup. And my equipment for recording Dopey broke yesterday. The Rodecaster, my beloved Rodecaster, broke. And I called my dad to apologize for eating his Chinese food, and he's like, Dave, you know, I was thinking that daily reflection we did yesterday was so good, maybe you should just put it on the show. And I said, Dad, it's just the daily reflection. He said, yeah, but I'd love it to have a bigger audience, which I just thought was the funniest thing. Anyway, point of the daily reflection, let's get back to the daily reflection for a second, is getting well. That's it. The whole point of all this is getting well. And doing work, like making amends, or like what Garrett said, like constantly circling back to your life being amends, because I did live incredibly self-obsessed, which I still do, and self-indulgent. So like, which I still do also. I'm eating his fucking egg roll shit. But constant amends, getting well, causing less harms. This is another Good Morning Dopey. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow again. Stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking Toodles for Chris.